Ooh, what's up, guys? DTMP Fast Review. So Logan Paul had the Kent State gun girl on his Impaulsive podcast. And I will give you my opinion after I read what she said, and then I will tell you what I thought. And then give you my rating on the show. It says, thanks so much to Logan Paul for having me on his show Impaulsive to talk gun rights. It's not every day you get to tell millions that every gun law is an infringement on the Second Amendment. Thanks for the great discussion, Mike and Spencer. Now, in my opinion, they really went off on this girl and basically were kind of dicks to her, in my opinion. That's just my own opinion. Like, I like the Impaulsive podcast. I watch a lot of it. I haven't watched all of them, but I've watched quite a few of them. And I totally enjoy the podcast. But Mike and Spencer were assholes to this girl, in my opinion. Because they didn't agree with her, so they kind of treated her like crap, in my opinion. It just wasn't good, and Logan pretty much didn't talk this whole podcast. Like, he kept his mouth shut pretty much the whole podcast. Didn't really say much at all during this podcast. My rating system goes from 1 to 10, guys. 1 being crap, 10 being amazing. I'm going to give this a 3. It just kind of pissed me off the way they treated their guest on this podcast. If you're going to have guests, that's fine. If you're going to have a different opinion, that's fine. But you don't treat your guests like they're freaking idiots. And that's kind of how I took this. It was not good the way they treated this girl, even if they don't agree with her. It just wasn't good. It just wasn't good at all. That's my honest opinion.